Hey everyone, welcome to Sketch a Day Live. It's good to be back. Hope this looks all right. I had to make some technical tweaks on my end. Streaming on YouTube as well, in case you're wondering. Hello, TikTokers. I've got the screen mirrored here. I'm gonna start out by doing some warm up exercises. Just got back from the gym. Life's good. Apologies for missing out on last week. You know, sometimes you got to take breaks for your mental health. So, anyhow, just wanted to sketch and chat today. I think I'm going to do some sci-fi vehicles, take your questions if you have specific requests. Reminder, my book is launching this fall. I'm going to be doing some promotional posts here and there as well. Hello, Mr. Sanson on YouTube. What's up? I'll give you a shout out. I'll give you a hello. Appreciate you being here. For those who are here, much love to the patrons and channel members as well. Hope you're good. So I like to warm up with lines. I didn't really explain this. I like to warm up with lines, circles, ellipses, and then that way I can get into drawing stuff I actually want to draw. I've got my AirPod in here, by the way, so that I can pipe audio into my cell phone. So hopefully it sounds okay. If it sounds weird, let me know. If you are watching on the TikTok, yes, sci-fi. I like not to make every episode about sci-fi, but you know, Sundays traditionally sci-fi stuff. Let's do some more lines. Traditionally sci-fi stuff. So, oh wait, you can't see me. See, I'm so rusty. Can't see what I'm doing. All right, there we go. So yeah, keep it chill. I am traveling to Boston this week, doing a workshop with a client there. It's been a while since I've actually traveled for my workshops that I do. I think the last big one was, let's just save some paper today. The last big one was, last big trip anyway, San Francisco back in the spring. So it feels weird that I'm gonna travel, but we'll do it. We'll get it done. TikTok is encouraging me. Share the best or worst experience you've had this week. That's cool. That's a cool idea. Hey, Prathvi, Mr. Sanson. This week was heavy for me. I actually was kind of in this dark hole of existential dread, and I haven't felt that way in a long time. I guess you could say we all go through those periods, but you know, it's one thing to talk about it and it's another thing to go through it. It was really, really weird. I couldn't get out of bed some days. I didn't really talk to anyone about it, but you know, here we are doing our thing. Drawing always makes me feel better though, so today I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make sure that I do my stream. I'm gonna make sure I do the thing that tends to make me happy. So I'm happy to be here. I've got about an hour with y'all, so appreciate you liking, leaving comments, sharing the stream, whatever you want to do. Sure appreciate you. Sure appreciate you. All right, let's do some ellipses. I really should have just used the other paper, but what else? I like to do parallel lines as much as possible, and then we'll do the exercise with the ellipses. That involves going from a narrow or shallow degree to a more open degree. It's related to how you observe things in real life. I talk about this in my book. What the heck is this? I'm just warming up. Just warming up. I teach drawing. Part of my job, what I do. Not the best artist out there, but I love doing what I do. So and like I said, just wrapped up my how to draw book. I wish I could show it to you. It's headed to press. Oh, I should post a link to that, I guess. It is headed to press, so That's exciting. We'll be out in the fall. Let's see here. Boom. If you actually search for my name, you'll find it on Amazon, which is kind of cool. I show up in Amazon now. Spencer Nugent. Here we go. Boom. Oops. Just say book. It's hard to do like 5 things at once. Alright, let's finish up our ellipsis. Sci-fi vehicles. That's what I'm going to start with. If you have any questions, let me know. That could be career, life, personal, whatever. Happy to answer. Keep it decent, keep it chill. So as I said, the point of this exercise is to focus on how open these ellipses are, right? Because if you connect some of these, you can start to make shapes or whatever, right? Or it could be a part of a car or something, but it's a good way to practice the varying degrees of an ellipse so that you can draw in proper perspective, right? So I know the camera angle is weird on TikTok, but like I said, you can find me on YouTube as well. Sometimes I'll do digital sketching. It's been a minute since I've done that, actually, on the iPad, but happy to revisit that as well. So yeah, hit me up with any questions you have. Hope you're having a happy Sunday and doing well, doing all right. What should we warm up with? I'm curious. What do you want to see as the warm-up sketches for today? As long as it's not people or characters. I don't feel like doing that. What's my favorite sci-fi movie? That's a tough one to answer. But maybe you've prompted a little bit of an exercise here. I think one of my favorite movies would be the movie Arrival, where you have these like weird spaceship things that come to Earth, right? And they're like these black monoliths. I'm not gonna do the exact Arrival thing here, but maybe inspired by some of these organic shapes. But anyhow, that movie is interesting just because it's so different. I think in Hollywood now especially, things tend to be a little bit formulaic because they see what works, and so they just want to keep doing what works instead of trying something new. Lots of sequels, lots of spin-offs, that kind of thing. But I think that's just part of capitalism, right? They've got to fund the movie and all that. It's actually starting to remind me a bit of Mando's ship. Anyhow, just taking some inspiration from the shapes here. But Arrival's up there. I would say Interstellar for sure. I don't know if the new movie Nope counts as sci-fi, but I'm curious if anyone's seen it, what your thoughts are. It's a very different movie. Very, very different. So yeah, just some warm-up sketches here. Sketch a Day Live, thanks for joining. And then after that, I'm kind of a... Hey, what's up, Chris? I'm kind of a Star Trek fan as far as like those movies go. I did like the new Dune movie, but I think it was one of those movies that was like excellent and well done, but at the same time, there's a lot of fan service in there, meaning it's pretty true from what I understand or can ascertain to the original written work. But I've never read it, so I didn't have the same feeling of elation that a lot of people had. I was just like genuinely curious, what is this thing? How is it? But I thought it was well done. I just didn't quite get everything out of it. So Chris, you're more of a painter. I'm a I'm a line marker, sometimes airbrush guy. That's what I do. So but yeah, just mixing it up today. Oh, you don't hear anything? Oh shoot, hold up. Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now or no? Let me know if you can hear me now. I think my phone was connected to another headset, so if that's the case, let me know. Okay, cool. Yeah, I no wonder people, like, I had some people come in earlier and they were like, what the heck is this? And I answered, but apparently they couldn't hear me. So all right, Nihar, good to hear. I'm also streaming from my phone, so that was more of a question for the peeps on my phone, but yeah, I'm gonna add some marker to these little pods. These little weird pod things. I don't know what they are, but so yeah, my book will be out this fall. I'm excited, but also like a little bit terrified. Because when you write a book, it's not like a YouTube video where if you, or even, you know, other stream on other platform where if you do mess up, you can, you know, change something. Oh, you love my 3D printing stuff. Thank you. I just like drawing shapes and then making stuff out of the shapes. This is what I mean by Sci-Fi Sunday. And then if you're on the YouTube stream, you can actually hear some of the music that I produce as well for my show. So anyhow, where is I going with this? Hello, Suhila Jesus, ¿qué pasó? Nihar, the gun propaganda in American movies are pissing me off. Okay, Mr. Sanson, let's talk about it. Because, man, America is a complicated place. You know, so I'm an immigrant. I came to America by circumstance. You know, my family at the time migrated here. It's a very complex thing for me because I was sold on this idea of like hopefulness, opportunity, all sorts of stuff. And don't get me wrong, there's been a lot of opportunity here, so I'm not complaining about that part. But a lot of people will say sometimes like, well, if you don't like it, just leave. Like, it's not that simple. I can't just pick up and disappear. Like, I have kids and I have a former spouse who lives here, and I can't just abandon them or whatever. And I think it's pretty defeatist to even say that. So that being said, yeah, there's this interesting thing with like movies and stuff. And frankly, I used to draw a lot of like weapons and weaponry and stuff like that, and I've since stopped because yeah, it kind of perpetuates you know, violence and tools for violence in a way that I don't necessarily agree with. And people criticized me in the past for it, and I used to kind of justify it like, nah, it's just fantasy, it's make believe, but at the same time, it's kind of celebrating those objects. So I've tried to, hey Sarah, I've tried to not do that because I don't want to like perpetuate those ideas. But yeah, media, it's interesting. Media in America, like, we're so anti, I think, well, not we, some people are so anti like sexual expression or identity expression, but at the same time it's like, yeah, guns. It's like, whoa, maybe if we weren't so prudish about certain things and celebrated the wrong things could be better here. So anyhow, again, not poo-pooing on America, I just think it's fascinating that violence is often more acceptable than sexual or identity expression in film. You see this in what I would consider to be progressive children's movies or media that tries to be inclusive. You get a lot of pushback. I've even seen pushback recently about the new Black Panther trailer, and people are saying, well, these characters wouldn't, speaking about Ironheart, and then the new Captain America movie, which is going to feature Anthony Mackie as Captain America. Spoiler. Like, people are pissed off about it. I'm like, what? Because they feel like it's lip service, but it's really not. It's just, what if our media was more representative of real life instead of... Yeah, there's some ambient noise. I'm sorry. Can you hear me okay though, Sarah? Let me turn off my fan. I had a fan going, so I'm gonna turn that off. The other problem is let me just make sure here. Okay, I'm gonna push pause. Hang on, don't leave. I have to go turn off something, and I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. Can you hear me better now? Or no? I hope you can. What was happening is I have two sets of AirPods, and one set was out of its case, and so the audio kept switching. So if you're watching from TikTok anyways, let me know if you can hear me or not. I'm curious. I totally bungled that, but it's alright, whatevs. And I forgot what I was talking about. Violence in movies, perhaps. So yeah, I think not that there's like a blanket no violence thing. I just think it's interesting, the hypocrisy, because like you watch what's that called? I'm thinking John Cage for some reason, but that's not it. John Wick. So the John Wick movie is really intense. Very, very, very much what I would consider to be a violent movie, but at the same time, like, I don't think it's gratuitous in the sense that it serves no purpose in the plot. I think it does serve a purpose in the plot. So there's an exception there, but oftentimes, yeah, it can be gratuitous, right? And unnecessary. It's not even sci-fi guns. Yeah. Oh, what series was that one? Because I love Alien Invasion series. Those are always good, but I see your point. So I mean, if it makes sense as a storytelling plot, sure. But again, sometimes it's like too much. Too much. This is Sketch a Day Live. Thanks for joining. Hopefully you can hear me okay now. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you can. At least on TikTok, where I'm streaming at the same time. I don't know. I can't tell. I can't really tell. So let's add some color to these. Wasn't actually planning on doing these, so always fun when you find something cool. You just do it. So yeah, like I said, I do a lot of stuff with markers, so that's what I'm gonna do here. Markers are my jam. Maybe this thing is a patchwork of green and some gray or something. Maybe. Let's grab a few of these. Good morning, Nick. What's up? From SoCal. It's early there, 9:39. It's a weekend. What are you doing up? Yeah, sorry about the audio issues earlier for those watching on the old clock app. Have I ever visited Algeria? I've never visited Algeria. Tell me about Algeria. What's your favorite thing about Algeria? If you live there. Oh, you forgot the title. Okay, no worries. What are we sketching? I'm just doing some sci-fi ships and objects. So imagine if these are like large scale, kind of like the movie Arrival. So we started talking about the movie Arrival, but imagine if, you know, this is the size of a person looking up at one of these or something. Hey, thanks, Corey. I appreciate that. Corey says, I ordered your book, The Perspective Drawing Guide. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. But I'm also taking requests, Nick, so if it's not sci-fi, it's fine. I'm happy to draw that as well. I was gonna do like a sci-fi vehicle in addition to all this, so yeah, I'm just chill. We're just chilling and sketching. I'll also be at Adobe Max this year. This will be my third appearance. I'm an Adobe Max headliner this year, which is kind of a weird feeling, honestly. I quit my job 3 years ago not knowing how life would be, and life has been absolutely fantastic. So if you're an artist, creative person, and you are determined and you have passion, you can make it work. I'm going to reset my TikTok stream here. So if you're watching, rejoin me in a sec. All right, should be back up in a sec. But yeah, I'm a headliner. I didn't know how life would be when I quit that gig, and here we are, and it's been beautiful. Yeah, here's the book, Nick. I think this will be, yep, that's the link. So yeah, feel free to check that out. I don't know if any pages have been published of it yet. Let's see. No, they don't have any pages yet published, and I can't show you that yet. All right. But it should be out this fall. I'm hoping they can still hit the date. Might run into some production snags as far as printing goes, but I'm hoping anyways that we can hit that date. So So yeah, I don't know what these objects are, but they're objects. They're just chilling. Just having some fun here. So yeah, like I was saying, if you're an artist or creative person and you're doubting yourself, I mean, you always want to get feedback, make sure you're not off the mark or whatever, but at the same time, like, you can do it. It might mean paying your dues for a while, working at a company or whatever, but I'll tell you what, man, like, the last 3 years have just been surprisingly good for me. So I'm grateful to all of you who've supported me. For those who've given me work, for those who have expressed confidence in my abilities, whatever the case may be, I appreciate you. And it's nice to finally be in a position in life where I'm having to say no to work instead of having to say yes to everything. I'm designing some just flying sci-fi looking vehicles. We were talking about the movie Arrival at the beginning, and I had to restart the TikTok stream. So it's just like space vehicles. So there's a little person looking up at this giant vehicle, all right, just for scale. But even this is a little lesson. I teach drawing online if you've never encountered this before. And so just this little contextual human can oftentimes create scale for an object. So pretty powerful, easy trick if you're someone like me who likes drawing objects more than people. Still, throw a little silhouette in to whatever you're doing, and it'll make people know like what the scale is. So, and I'm just using some markers here to add some color or tone, make this feel a bit more three-dimensional. So I'm gonna do like some wheeled vehicles next. Some sci-fi wheeled vehicles. I'm Spencer. This is Sketch Today. Thanks for following. Thanks for joining. Thanks for commenting. Shout out to the Patreon's channel members. If you want to, you can always join the Discord. I'm not there a ton, but we do have a little community. You can share your stuff, get feedback from others, and so forth. So if you're interested in that, check it out. Much love to you. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Might be Monday, depending on where you live. I don't know. Is it Monday? It's got to be Monday somewhere in the world, right? Time math is hard. I have this friend, we always talk about time math and how sometimes it's just hard to calculate things. All right, let's do some more. So there's the old sketcheroo. I'm just holding up for the phone people here. All right, so that's what I'm doing. Just some abstract shapes. Got a little person there. I have this piece of paper behind to catch all the extra marker juice because it's so juicy. It's so juicy. But if you're not watching on YouTube, you are missing out because I got my music that I make. I still make songs. I haven't done one in a minute, but I still make songs, still make music. Nick says, adding a figure provides interest as well as proportion. Absolutely. Jesus asks, how long did you pay your dues? You know, that's a fantastic question. I'll tell you the story of my career. How about that? So I started designing products in 2006, 2007-ish. I actually started working for the company I would work for before I graduated from college. I'd done an internship with them and they liked working with me, and so they were like, hey, come back and work with us. I went out, interviewed, had to do the whole thing all over again, and yeah, like a landscape throwing a structure. Anyhow, so I did that, and that was 2007, and I worked till about just before 2009. And for those who are a little older, you may remember 2009 was a hell of a time. You know, I'm doing what's called working light till you get it right with this one. So the idea here being you sketch something lightly with a gray marker like this, and then you add your pen on top of that. I could use some Sakura pens. We'll see. I gotta sneeze. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Anyhow, so I did that up until 2008. I got laid off, and in that period of being laid off, technically furloughed, but still, they were just like, hey, we can't pay you. We can't pay anyone because the world is on fire. So, see ya. So anyhow, parted ways there, and ultimately decided, you know what, I'm gonna start my own thing. So started my own business with a friend of mine. I gotta fix these treads, I'm not paying attention. Started a design consultancy with a friend of mine, and that was a learning experience. I mean, it was rough. Talk about misaligned expectations and reality like hitting you in the face, and you realize, oh shit, shoot, maybe we made the wrong choice here, maybe. So anyhow, I did that for about 5 years, ended up actually being quite successful, but like any mature human in any kind of relationship, sometimes you just realize, hey, maybe it's time to just part ways and we do our own thing. We had a few different reasons for that. It wasn't because of any sort of animosity, but more so born out of a need to get more experience. I mean, I was just shy of 2 years out of school when I started all that, right? So did the product design thing, been on some big contracts, and then realized, yeah, we're kind of hitting the ceiling here. Let's go get some real world experience. So we did. We went out. Let me know if you can hear me, by the way, on the old clock app, the old TikTok. Hold up. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on just a sec. I gotta check my earpods here. I know they're gross. Let me make sure I am okay. We're on the correct ones. Whew. So you should be able to hear me okay. Anyhow, so I did that, and then we decided to part ways. Ended up going to actually a corporate gig. So that was my first corporate experience, which was, also educational in a lot of ways. I'm gonna try and be somewhat delicate with these lines, but anyhow, so that was educational. Like, that was the first time I learned what a product manager is. And this is the long answer to the question, how long did you pay your dues for? And by pay your dues, I don't mean accept mistreatment of others. That's not what I'm advocating for, but rather being in a place and position where you can like learn how business actually is, and where design fits into business, or your craft, if you're an artist or illustrator or anything like that. So it's a bit of learning, if you will, by force, by fire, being in the crucible of the moment. I'm actually digging how this is turning out. So that was where I first learned what a product manager was. I learned how to navigate and work with people when you fundamentally disagree on something. I learned how to negotiate and advocate for change, how to be more emotionally intelligent, mature, responsible, non-reactive, things like that. I learned a lot in corporate. So I did that for about 5 years, and and that was actually by way of acquisition. So I also learned what it was like to be acquired by another company and what that all entails, because that's a whole thing. Like literally, it's just a different experience if you've never quite gone through that before. So all in all, I would say I paid my dues for about 10 years. Right, and then I got to a place where, that whole time I was doing like the sketch thing online here, whether it was on YouTube or Instagram or traveling the country and doing workshops. My first workshop was with SC Johnson Wax in Racine, Wisconsin. That was my first workshop gig. I think I charged them like $500 to do it. Like, that's how ridiculous. Or I shouldn't say ridiculous, but like I had to figure it out. I didn't know what to charge. I didn't know what was normal or expected. I didn't know if I was teaching in a way that was effective, all those things. So lots of trial and error. So after I left my corporate gig, that was in 2019. Some of you have heard this before, but I took a few months off working. I fortunately had enough saved up, and they gave me a little bit of a severance as well, because I was in a unique position as someone who had equity in the company. So at my choice of leaving, that wasn't part of the offer. So anyhow, I did that for a while, and after a couple months of just being on my own, I just decided, now's the time to get work done. So that's a long answer to the question. How long did you pay your dues for? Did you pay your dues? About 10 years. And then I felt like I had enough knowledge, experience, and notoriety in some ways to then say, you know what, I'm gonna do my own thing. It's all good. And I did. So here we are. So yeah, I just work from home, occasionally travel. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm traveling to Boston this week to conduct a workshop on creativity and facilitating some creative output as well as documentation of that exercise. Again, another skill that I think without the corporate experience and other experiences would be more difficult to even think I could do that, were it not for all of those experiences I had, all the failures, all the successes, all of it. It would be challenging for sure. So what are you guys working on? I'm curious. I'm always fascinated and interested rather. I'm also working on getting ready for a local craft fair here in Utah, where I live. That's going to be on August 12th through the 14th. August 12th through 14th. It's called Craft Lake City. So I'll be there. If you want to meet me, I'll be there hanging out. Say hey. Do I watch Scratch Built YouTube? I've never heard of Scratch Built. Is it like how to make stuff or drawing, or what is it? I love making stuff. I have a laser cutter, CNC, 3D printers, all sorts of stuff. So also, if you're ever curious, if you go to my website, sketchaday.com, there's a section called Stuff I Use, and they are as Amazon affiliate links, but I've put together a list of all the tools I use, where I get them. As for how I use those are available in the guides on the website. So I have a pen sketching guide, marker sketching guide, and soon a pencil sketching, but I also have a digital sketching guide. Just tips and tricks to kind of help you navigate your own journey, things I've learned over the years and so forth. Right. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, that's available on the website. By that kind of thing, I mean learning and being awesome. That's what I mean. All right, I got to think about these ellipses here. Right. So as I draw these. Is my book on Amazon? It's available on Amazon. Which book are you talking about? The digital sketch guide or the perspective drawing guide? Perspective drawing guide is a book I just wrapped up with a publisher called Rocky Nook. That will be available. Hey, NYCFX, what's up? I see you. I see you, fam. It'll be available on Amazon. And so I posted that link. And then I also have my digital sketching guide that is self-published. That'll be available, or that is available rather, on... Hey Wyatt, what's up? You don't need to be here. You sketch too well for this show. That'll be available on Amazon. So I'll post the link again. This is for Andy. There you go. So there's the link. Check it out. Streaming on TikTok's hard because I can't pump my nice high quality video into it. I've got to use my... I am on YouTube at the same time. But I have to use my my cell phone camera, unfortunately. So... What do y'all think about Instagram? There was a big hubbub this week about changes that they're making to the platform. What are your thoughts? I'm curious. Like, do y'all still use Instagram? Where do you hang out if you use social media? Why or why not? How's that all going? I'm trying to get more detail here in the front before I add some color and whatnot. Okay, cool, Andy. I appreciate that. Yeah, I need to do another story post on my Instagram. But yeah, Instagram used to be awesome. Like, you could post a picture and people would like it and interact with it and stuff, and then they saw TikTok and they were like, we want to be like TikTok. Kind of like how they stole stories from Snapchat and then made it good enough that enough people are using it. But still, it's like you build this following and everything is so throttled. You don't get to really reach your followers unless you pay up. And that's the whole gist of it. Like, they lure you in. And unlike TikTok, which actually rewards your good work with exposure, Instagram's like, nah, pay me, give me that money, and then you can I don't know why YouTube filtered your comment, Wyatt. But yeah, I just feel like Instagram's like, pay up or shut up when it comes to like reaching your followers. It's like, do you not realize like the platform wouldn't exist without people having faith in their ability to like put out good stuff and hope that it'll reach people? Anyhow, I'm kind of sour on Instagram right now, but I'm curious what everyone thinks or what your experience has been. On the same token, rather, they're clearly pushing reels, because when I do a reel, like 12,000 people will see it and 8,000 people will like it, and it's like, okay. But then if I just post an image, no one sees it. No one sees it. which is fine, I guess, if you want to see process. But I'm not here to share. Oh, I'll probably share a snippet of the show in the reels. But yeah, Instagram's all about ads. Facebook's all about ads. I have 320,000 people that follow me on Facebook. Do any of them ever see any posts that I post? Nope. Not unless I pay up. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like, not unless you pay up. That's how it is. So, when I say pay up, I mean a significant amount of money to reach all those people and have my stuff show up in their feed. It's kind of gross. And I've posted about it on Instagram before, and I've had people say, well, stop complaining, just maybe you just need to make the right content. I'm like, you're missing the point here. Anyhow, I don't complain about it there anymore. I just post stuff, but it's wild. Like, at least with YouTube, even though there's 20 or so people watching, y'all have been watching for 30, 40 minutes. That's pretty cool. That feels good. Feels like I'm connecting with real people. Right? But I'm not mad about it, because for those who miss it, for those who miss this presentation, you're gonna probably catch it on the flip side. You'll watch it like, oh, I missed the stream, I'll watch it later. But yeah, Instagram's just frustrating that way. And they basically got rid of long form video, to where every video is a reels, but that's their attempt at like just shoehorning you into making basically TikTok videos on Facebook. I don't like it. Hackers on Instagram are out of control. Absolutely. How did you fall for that? Was it someone that was like, hey, I'm locked out of my account, shoot me a text or whatever, and you did it? Am I on ArtStation? I need to be. I've heard as much from another friend who's in the concept art industry. He was like, yeah, just get on ArtStation, because ArtStation, Behance, that's gonna be my focus, because I just want to be able to show off my work. Behance has streaming too now. I used to stream on Instagram because it was kind of fun, but not anymore. I'm just blocking in some internal details here. But yeah, not anymore. So, just by way of instruction, right, how do you do something like this? I think as long as you have your lines appearing to converge at the same vanishing point, which again is a principle I try to teach in my book. So if I were to extend these lines off the page, for example, it's going to be hard for you TikTokers to see. But if I were to extend these lines off page, the idea being, okay, they all converge at some point off here, right? But that only happens with practice. And some of these are off, But some point off here. So that is the idea. And when you can develop that habit, then your drawings are going to look better, right? Your drawings are going to look better. So it's not about just throwing stuff down and crossing your fingers and hoping that it works out. I mean, if you're just starting out and that's all you can do, cool. But you want to be a little bit thoughtful and aware of what you're doing. But yeah, Wyatt, I'll have to check out ArtStation. Okay, there are no weapons on this vehicle. We talked about weapons earlier and the glorification of violence. I didn't put any guns on this vehicle, but it is some sort of armored transport. For sure. Don't share login codes with anyone. Absolutely. Video of themselves. Interesting. And it was like someone you trusted, like a friend? So someone deepfake. Wow, they're getting sophisticated then. Because you're not dumb. And I don't mean that in any sort of like disrespectful or demeaning way if you've been fished that you're dumb, but Like sometimes the phishing attempts in the past, I'm like, really? You're no, this isn't gonna work. But if they send a video, that's impressive. They're getting better. And yeah, I get those requests all the time. I'll usually have a conversation with them first, and then I'll ask them some personal detail that I would know and see if they know it. Or something about myself that they should know. You know, if I'm not super tight with the person. And then that's usually a tell. But who knows, maybe one day I'll get freaking catfished or whatever. Tricked. Talking my big game. As long as it's sci-fi guns, you're cool. Okay. I hear you. I hear you. I don't know if I can announce this yet, but I'll probably be at Autodesk University this year too, as well as the conference that not Oculus, Gravity Sketch is putting on. I gotta knock the dust off my headset and get some stuff done for that, but that's the plan. Those are a couple things. I'll also be at IDC in Seattle representing Offsite, which is an online educational experience for young professionals as well as students who want to sharpen their skill. Wyatt was a part of that. Hopefully it was beneficial for you, Wyatt. Let's see, and then I have a workshop with SCAD I'm supposed to be doing. I need to follow up on that. The book's launching, and I'll be also working with the students at Minneapolis College of Art and Design. I just picked up a teaching consultancy here at the University of Utah. So I'm gonna be busy this fall. I don't know about y'all, but it is shaping up to be a busy time for me. Busy time. Busy. A rifle to fight Galactus. Are you talking about the MCU? I think with the MCU, there was Thor Ragnarok. I forgot the character's name, but it was played by Carl Urban. I almost said Keith Urban, Carl Urban. Anyhow, his character, had like, I think an AR-15, but I think in that instance it was more of a joke, kind of lampooning and parodying America's obsession with guns, coming from this character. So that was interesting. I thought that was a useful commentary about gun culture here. Just grabbing a warm gray. But yeah, I thought in that instance it was a useful plot device to help move things along, right? Chart pack markers are so weird. This is supposed to be, what is this, warm gray 6? It's so weird, and this is a warm gray 2. Is this a warm gray 2? No, this is pale sepia. I used the wrong marker. Don't you just love when you use the wrong marker and then you gotta like fix it? So good. Wyatt, I'm not gonna say the company you work at, but are you still there? How's that going? Or did you make a change? Although I don't know if you're still watching. What's up, Chendi Art? I see you. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Should do sketch day karaoke one day. That'll be fun. Karaoke a day. Karaoke a day. My kids are going to the movies today. A friend offered to take them there, and I'm really excited. If you're a parent, if you're a single parent, you'll know what I mean. It's nice to get a little break sometimes. Holy crap, it's been a long summer. Normally in the summer, I am alone. Get a little time to recharge. I love my kids. I love my kids so much. So much. Just in case they're watching. Sometimes they're watching. But I do. I really do. Still, you know, it's nice to get a little break here and there. I will say. I know you follow my other account, Chendi. I'm taking a break from that one though. It's exhausting. It's freaking exhausting. But yeah, just trying the streaming out here. Yeah, I know you follow that one. For those wondering on YouTube what I'm talking about, I have an account where I process my perspective on faith. I'll put it that way in my background. And so Chendi Art on TikTok was saying hey, and I was like, I recognize you. I know you follow. Come in peace. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate that. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. So, have I seen Arcane? You know, I haven't. I don't know what it is, but I can't bring myself to watch it yet. I do. AR-15 against the Asgard Wolf. I do like The Boys though. I still need to finish that. I've been watching with a friend. Okay, I gotta be real though. You know, the pandemic's been weird. At first I thought, yeah, this is cool, you know, some alone time. But then I went out the other day and I felt so awkward. So it was like I didn't even know how to people anymore. Has anyone had that experience? My fellow introverts out there. If you are an introvert, like I went out and I was just feeling so awkward. Thankfully I had some friends there that were like yeah, The Boys is amazing. Some friends were there that kind of talked to me and helped me out, but it was like so freaking awkward. I'm just gonna throw some rocks here, maybe some ground features, and we'll shade those in. But yeah, I definitely felt a little bit awkward with that one. What color to make the ground? Job is alright, very technical, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you gotta do things that pay the bills, and that's what it is, and you know what it is, and it's all good. It's all gravy. Young Gravy. It's funny that Young Gravy is blowing up online. I remember him. Or he was popular. You know that song. Damn, Gravy, you so whatever. Maybe you have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm basically a 39-year-old who likes to pretend they know what's happening. That's all it is. In case you're wondering. Partly because my kids, like, I want to know if they use a word, I want to know what they're trying to say. I want to know, before it's, you know, too late, or before I'm like, I don't want to ever be out of touch. So I try to be aware of what's happening for the most part. TikTok's been interesting in that regard because it's kind of where the zeitgeist is now. Honestly, like I go onto like Instagram or Facebook and hang out, and then like people are posting things that have been on like TikTok for like weeks and weeks. It's weird. Socializing is a muscle for us introverts. Yeah, and you know, oftentimes extroverts will label us as being antisocial, and it's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I just need alone time sometimes. So for those who are parents, you'll appreciate this. It's like, especially single parents. So oftentimes you'll have someone who's like, hey, let's hang out. I'll bring my kids. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to find some time for myself or adult only time. I'm not trying to like make your life easier by hanging out. It's this whole thing. It's a whole thing. But again, if my kid's watching, I love you. You get it. He's a little older, so no worries. All right, I need to wrap up here because I got to run to the Apple store. I bought some AirPods Max and I don't like them, so I'm going to return them. Not because of the audio quality or anything, I just didn't like the color. And turns out I could get them cheaper online, so I did. Go figure. Go figure. Hey Vasisht, what's up? You came just at the end, Vasisht. I'm about to wrap this up, get some lunch, and then I'm gonna go teach the cohort 1 kids about fusion. Not teach, but I'm doing like a lab time today. So answering questions about Fusion 360. Tell you what, man, if you're a SolidWorks user and you're not on Fusion right now, you need to be. I'm just saying, you need to be. Take care, Chendi. Much appreciated. Much love to you. Thanks for watching. No oil dripping on this one. I don't know. Where should I have some oil dripping, like a little oil slick under here or something? I don't know. I was just drawing the vehicles, so I wasn't really thinking about the overall context or anything. There's probably a person in here too, right? Some sort of silhouette business going on. Do you ever like look back at old sketches and look at how your sketch style changes? I do that from time to time. I'm like, man, when I was younger, I was very much more about the tight sketch. Now I'm just like, does it kind of look like what I want? Yeah, I'm good. Unless someone's paying me, then I'll like, you know, put in that extra work. So yeah, like I was saying, it's been an interesting time. I had to take a little mental health break. This week was rough. Kind of had a little existential mental health crisis. But at the same time, like I've gotten a lot of work. Things have been good. I'm to the point where I can say no to things, and that's cool. Not that I wasn't saying no before, but this is because like I literally can't do anymore. So even if someone came with like some huge project, I'd be like, nope, sorry, I can't. I love lines. You can do a lot with a pen. A lot with a pen and some markers, for sure. For sure. For shizzle. Remember when for shizzle was in vogue? People would always be like, for shizzle, my nizzle. Alright, I gotta go get my kids ready. They're going out today. Gotta get them cleaned up, freshened up. Gotta get them fresh and so clean. Sir Lucius got Gator belts in, Patty melts in, Monte Carlos and Eldorados. All right, so there it is. It actually looks pretty good on the overhead, which is surprising. Normally it my sketches don't look great on the overhead. There it is on the C camera, if you will. That's my over shoulder. Kind of see what I'm working with there. But yeah, it's been fun. Hey, Spurious Claims, what's up? I do a show every Sunday. Little show and flow chat, whatever you want to call it. Taking a break from the other content for a bit, so I'll be here more often. Anyhow, here's what we did today. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but thank you for the questions. Started out with some sci-fi ships. A little human for scale. Right, so even this drawing, like if I drew a silhouette of a person that was this big, like it gives you a perception of this thing as opposed to having a person this big and me saying, yeah, this person goes in this. It gives you a different sense of scale than say this silhouette, right? So really interesting how a human silhouette, even if you can't draw a person, just something that looks humanoid can change the scale of what you're trying to draw. Anyhow, so did these spaceships and then did this sort of armored vehicle. So much love to you all. Thanks for hanging. Much love to the patrons and channel members. Thanks again for your continued support. I know I haven't been the most consistent. My apologies. I will be better. I will do better, because when you know better, do better. That's what we do. That's how we do. That's what we do. It's all good. We're going to roll with it. I'll be back again next week. Yes, next week. I thought I was going to be out of town still. I'll be back again next week. Remember, if you learned something today, even if it's a small thing like this whole people scale thing, take some time to explain it to someone. It's going to make you better at what you do, right? So in doing so, you'll have to kind of think about the concept, explain it, and make sure that others understand it. And that's a big part of getting better at your craft. All right. Spread love. Be peaceful. Much love to you all. And I'll see you next time right here on Sketch Day. Peace.